Had a bad acid trip, unlocked this crazy math thing, physics, math, and economics with a chemistry minor. Straight A's for like 3 years. I applied today to go to master's school to get an MBA. A place called WGU, Western Governors University, which I hadn't heard of, but it's accredited and apparently reputable. An MBA is a master's in business administration, and it's probably what I should have done when I got my economics degree from UNCG. The first semester I went back, and I've got a long story. I went to NC State for 6 years, got 196 credit hours doing physics, math, and economics with a chemistry minor. And that was because I had a bad acid trip, New Year's Eve '99, I unlocked this crazy math thing. Before that, I went for pre-law, and then that happened and it changed everything. And so I got straight A's for like 3 years and then had some problems, ended up having to withdraw early and move home when I was this close to graduating. Went back like 7 years later to UNCG, couldn't transfer any of the physics or math, so all I could transfer was my economics credits, and then I only had to take 1 year's worth of classes to get my economics degree at UNCG. So I did that. The first semester, straight A's, like top of my class. They offered me a scholarship, full ride to do the MBA. The second semester, I bombed. I had some issues again. It's kind of my story. I got diagnosed with Asperger's a long time ago. My psychiatrist in like 2002 or 3 or something, and then kind of just forgot about it. ADD, anxiety, depression, a bunch of stuff. I didn't realize Asperger's was on the spectrum. Autism, you know what you hear about all the time now, on the spectrum and all that stuff. It used to be called Asperger's. So, or part of it, do research if you want to know a lot more. I've been watching a lot of content with my wife about autism and being on the spectrum and stuff, and realizing that I fit into all the criteria. And then we were talking about it, we kind of remembered together that I had been diagnosed with autism, being on the spectrum already. It was weird. I was like self-diagnosing and then realized I had actually already been officially diagnosed. It's kind of strange. Been looking into, right now my work situation's crazy. I started working full-time again after having e-commerce through the pandemic, and then I found an even better job. It was third shift, assembly line, hard manual labor work, and I got hurt and I'm out on reduced pay disability right now. Been focusing mostly on trying to get internet businesses and content and things like that going. So not too long ago, I was catching up with one of my old friends I hadn't talked to in a while, and he mentioned something about masters online, and I realized, yeah, of course. They do everything online now. I mean, I just hadn't thought about it. I put in my NC State and UNCG stuff. I only have the 1 degree from UNCG, even though I should have physics and math degrees from NC State, which I'm in the process of looking into to see if I can complete those online, although 20 years of not doing math, like I had taken calculus 1, 2, 3, differential equations 1 and 2 for math, which completes a math minor, and it was like 3 more classes to get the major. I would have to refresh on all of calculus, all of differential equations. It would be quite difficult. Physics, I had taken modern physics 1, 2, and 3, and then like electromagnetism, quantum mechanics, thermodynamics, like 1 class away from having my physics degree locked down, but I would have to refresh quite a bit of stuff. So, I mean, it probably only like 4 classes left at NC State for a triple major with a chemistry minor that I'd already finished. And the chemistry minor was only because I got so fascinated with chemistry that I took Chem 1, 2, and 3, and then inorganic chemistry 1 and 2, organic chemistry 1 and 2, and that was enough for a chemistry minor. And I only had to take 1 of those for my major. At the same time, it's very cool, I realized, kind of, to have physics, math, and econ major coursework done at a school that's known for its engineering and math, and then an econ degree from a school that's known for its business school. So I kind of have a pretty awesome school background. So to get an MBA would just be kind of like icing on the cake as far as getting, a lot of different jobs inside the business world that would, kind of prerequisite MBA. Here's the thing, WGU, I've heard different things. North Carolina residents, somebody said tuition is free, but I don't think that's right. But financial aid wise, because of my reduced pay, I think that I will end up being able to get quite a bit of financial aid. Because of my grades and stuff, I might actually be able to get some performance-based grants and stuff, but we'll see about that part. The cool thing about WGU is that it's all online, and you pay tuition for 6 months, and then you do as much as you can in that 6 months. So you take 10 classes, same price as taking 3. So that's good in a way if you have, like me, if you have kind of nothing but time and you can just do a ton in 6 months, then that's really awesome. If you're working full time and going to work because you're not out on disability like I am, then that might be a little bit kind of not cool, because you'd have to go slower, and so it would take longer, and you'd have to pay every 6 months type thing. So I wanted to this is an explanation of that and how it started. I'll make another video or update when things change, but connected to the Masters in Business and Economics, I was thinking about capital gains and wanted to explain how the rich avoid paying taxes using the capital gains method. It's pretty much like this, and it's very simple. You say you have $1 billion. Let's say you inherit $1 billion. So you got $1 billion worth of stock. That capital gains, that's where the bar starts, is at $1 billion. So you can borrow a lot of money against $1 billion, and you can live off of that. And you can just let that $1 billion grow. Say it turns into $1.5 billion. You don't actually pay any taxes on that $0.5 billion until you realize the gains from it, meaning when you sell it. So if you just borrow off of it, live off of the borrowed money, and then when you die, you leave it to someone, their capital gain starts at 1.5. So then they can borrow against the 1.5, live off of that, and maybe it turns into 2.5, they leave that for their kids, and it just continues to grow. And those taxes never actually get paid because the money is not actually realized. It's just a way of proving to a bank that you could pay money back. So you borrow, say, $100 million. $100 million is a lot of money. You can live pretty good on that. Yeah, it's not 1.5 billion, but it's a lot. And you could probably borrow more than that. So you live on that 100 million. That is the way that the rich use capital gains to not pay taxes on, the vast portion of their wealth usually is in financial instruments. A lot of times it's referred to as spend, borrow, die. It's kind of linked to our society and the way that it's set up. Another pillar of Western society, and most societies, being patriarchal, I wanted to comment on the fact that misogyny does not seem like misogyny to misogynists. Misogynists just think, well, men were born bigger and stronger and smarter. If you step back from that and look at it, and you can see the philosophy of, we're bigger, stronger, and smarter, so we're better. Philosophy is a thing that you don't see when you're the philosopher. Kind of like with, you can relate misogyny. I was watching something that was talking about Mormons. If you're a Mormon, you don't think that Joseph Smith and all of the, the visions and all the stuff he had where he set up the Book of Mormon and all the rules and everything, they don't generally think of it as something that he was doing because he just wanted a bunch of wives, or he thought that men were better than women. It just seemed like that's what they just did. That's what who knows what he was really thinking? Not me. But I do know that Mormons believe, because of what he had visions of and then, dictated into the Book of Mormon, that the Indians, Native American Indians, were ancestors of migrant Jews from the old part of the world that came over to what is now America around 600 BC, and they started, colonies and whatnot, and that's what turned into Native American Indians. They believed that, Jesus was one prophet, and that every so often there would have to be kind of a reset prophet, and that there was Jesus, and then there was Joseph Smith. Just a kid born in upstate New York. It's kind of a crazy story. The whole entire religion of Mormons and LDS Church. I wanted to link those 4 things, and this is going to be a show of 4 things that are related, and I'm going to link them, and I'm just going to start making these, and I'm going to see where it goes, because I have a lot of perspectives. I've lived for a good long time. I've been told by a lot of people that I'm pretty good at analysis and that I'm pretty self-aware and insightful and some of the stuff like that. So I'm going to attempt to do that now for a few of these and see how it goes. So if you're watching this now, like I usually say, you are the person I'm making this for. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, click the things. Thank you. And any suggestions or comments or requests or insults or whatever, please leave them. And until next time, this side or the other. I was to